Today I want to tell you about the inspiring story of the worst market timer ever. So stay tuned. My name is Spencer Ford, CEO and Wealth Advisor with Conservative Financial Solutions, as well as a Certified Financial Planner Professional. Let's get into today's video. The name of our hero is Steve, and he is the world's worst market timer. Steve started his career after college working for a local engineering company. Knowing he wanted to one day retire, he began saving his money. At the age of 25, he dumped $10,000, the $10,000 he had saved, into an S&P 500 fund. Unfortunately, his timing couldn't have been worse, as he invested the money on Friday, October 16th, 1987. The following Monday, October 19th, 1987, which has infamously become known as Black Monday in the investment world, posted the worst single-day loss in stock market history, and the S&P 500 dropped 20.47%. Just one market day later, Steve saw his $10,000 become $7,953. Now, trusting in the advice of his economics professor from college, Steve remembered, hey, it's always good to buy low and sell high. And Steve asked himself, could there possibly be a better time to buy low than right after the worst trading day in stock market history? So he took his final $10,000 that he had saved when he was working in college and put it in the market on Friday, October 23rd, 1987, just a week later. And then the following Monday, October 26th, 1987, the market dropped another 8.27%. Steve's $20,000 investment was now worth $17,219.51 in only a week. Undeterred, Steve left the money invested and dropped another $15,000 into the market on January 7th, 1988, the day before it posted a single-day decline of almost 7%. It took Steve a little longer to regain his confidence this time to invest more money into the market, but he finally mustered up the courage to put in $25,000 on July 17th, 1990, the peak of the S&P 500 before the Gulf War recession. Steve's timing couldn't be worse, but again, he decided to let it ride. This time, however, it took him even longer to regain his confidence. But after seeing the S&P 500 post 7 straight years of positive returns from 1991 to 1997, Steve finally regained his confidence. This time, he had $30,000 to invest, and he put it all in on October 24th, 1997, one day before a market decline of 6.87%. 10 months later, Steve invested another $20,000 on Friday, August 28th, 1998. On Monday, August 31st, 1998, the market dropped 6.8%. So far, Steve has successfully chosen to invest his money the day before 5 of the top 10 worst days in the market. Talk about a series of unfortunate events. But our hero isn't done yet. He presses on. And on March 27th, 2000, when the S&P 500 opened at 1,527.46, at the height of the market before the dot-com bubble burst, Steve invested $30,000. From high to low, Steve saw his $30,000 investment turn into $14,700, a downturn of 49%. The S&P 500 wouldn't eclipse 1,527.46 again until May 31st, 2007. It took 7 long years for Steve just to break even on his $30,000 investment. But Steve's not done yet. Steve's a resilient fella. Now that he's seen his $30,000 recover, he's ready to invest another $30,000. He finally gets around to doing that on October 10th, 2007, the peak of the market before the Great Recession. After that, from peak to trough, or from high to low, Steve watched his $30,000 drop 56.59% and turn into $13,023. Steve would have to wait nearly 6 years to see his $30,000 recover this time. In the meantime, Steve invests another 5 times in 2008, always trying to buy when the market was at its low, but never getting the timing quite right. He invests $5,000 on Friday, September 26, 2008, $5,000 on Wednesday, October 8, 2008, $5,000 on Tuesday, October 14th, 2008, $5,000 on Wednesday, November 19th, 2008, and $5,000 on Friday, November 28th, 2008, each 1 day ahead of the worst market days in 2008. Steve has now successfully invested the day before the top 10 worst market days in market history. In 2008, the cumulative decline of those 5 days was 39.41%. But Steve isn't ready to give up. His mama didn't raise a quitter. And Steve finally gets the courage to invest another $35,000 on February 20th, 2020, and promptly saw his $35,000 investment drop to $23,681 only 1 month later. A couple of years later, at the age of 62, Steve is ready to try again. And this time, one more time, he puts in $25,000 on January 4th, 2022. Only to watch it decline to $19,922 by the end of the year. Over the last 35 years, Steve invested a total of $255,000. And it's hard to make the argument that his timing couldn't have been any worse. He started his investment life the day before the worst single day decline in market history. He successfully invested money the day before the worst 10 market days in recorded market history. And he invested at the height of 4 different recessions, or invested at the height of the market prior to 4 different recessions. Certainly, it would be the case that Steve lost money over the course of his investment career. But in fact, quite the contrary is true. Steve may be the worst market timer ever, but he was willing to stay the course, leaving his money invested even when he saw sharp declines. By the end of 2024, Steve's $255,000 investment is now worth over $1 million, $1,029,164 to be exact. Despite his horrendous timing, his internal rate of return on his investment is just under 6% per year at 5.82%. He more than quadrupled his original investment of $255,000. It just goes to show that it isn't about trying to time the market. It is about time in the market that matters most. Even if you are the worst market timer in the history of the world. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit subscribe. My name is Spencer Ford, and we'll see you in the next one.